All right, so I did mention something about asking how much it all costs, but she has a ready answer for that. You can't give one size fits all kind of answer. It could cost you a fortune. Could be cheap also. So you take your chances on that. But I hear you also won a couple of awards for something or the other. Tell me about that.
Yes, yeah, I won the TEDx award for being a star psychologist 2 years ago.
Psychologist to the stars or a star psychologist?
You can take it both ways.
Oh,
I
you
also
counseled a few?
Yes, I'm a psychologist for a couple of actresses as well.
Okay.
So the next award I got was for being an intellect shielder. So I guess I studied a lot, so probably they gave the award to me. But that was the term they used.
Couldn't find anybody to fit the bill, so they said, "Chalo, give it to me."
I don't think so.
Intellect
Okay,
shielder.
tell me how many really good psychologists you've come across in
I
Chennai.
have not come across anybody.
So?
You're the first one I've.
So it's justified.
Or
that
maybe
they give
they're
me the
just
award.
hiding it. They don't want to call themselves a psychiatrist. You know how people look at psychiatrists. Guys just sitting on a chair all day, not even listening to other people blabber and making money. So, but you'll respect a cardiologist, you respect somebody else.
That's completely being judgmental, yeah. I mean,
True, very true. I plead guilty. I plead guilty.
No, I'm saying, by the way, cardiologist or whatever, any other doctor, eventually if they have problems, they have to come to me, no?
That's true. Okay, tell me, you also said something interesting that even people who want to get plastic surgery done, fix their nose, their boobs, their ass, whatever it is, they still come to you. You need to do something with them before they go under the knife.
Yeah, I actually work as the psychologist for Chennai Plastic Surgery with Dr. Karthik. He is a very, very talented plastic surgeon. So what I basically do is I evaluate people before they go for surgery. Okay, it's not like everybody needs the surgery. Sometimes there are deeper psychological issues that they have to deal with, which they're trying to cover up by,
saying something else.
Exactly. No, like they think by doing something physical to their face or changing their faces or bodies that they can actually overcome those
Problems.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that doesn't work.
Oh.
The end of the day, they're going to keep on coming to the plastic surgeon. There is something called the body dysmorphic disorder. Okay. Meaning they want perfection. You do a nose job, they'll still come back to you and say, can you take this inch off?
Oh,
Again and again and again. Okay, so it's obviously that's nothing to do with their physical deformity. They have deeper psychological issues.
Some obsession that they have.
Exactly. So, yeah, and many people actually do it for their boyfriends and their husbands, and I completely don't agree with all that. Or rather, I discourage them. If you really want to do it for yourself, okay, do it. Otherwise, please don't.
And there are quite a few women who come to you? You do?
Yeah, many of them. Most of them actually, like from the cine field.
Okay, they're constantly touching up their face.
But see, it's justified that they do it because they are in that particular industry.
Yes.
They're also very like common folk like us who want to lose weight the easier way. Men especially, they don't want to exercise. Easier way, liposuction, done. Moneyed men who can just pay and get their fat removed.
Isn't that dangerous also? I heard people dying on the table. Is that true?
I don't think that's true. I mean, not with expert plastic surgeons, but I would suggest, try exercise first.
Oh yeah.
That's the
Everybody
easier,
knows
healthier option.
That's a tougher way.
Yeah, the easier way is just go for plastic surgery, remove that fat.
Yeah. No wonder they come to you. But tell me, I'm still very curious about this depression. It seems to be a major topic among women. Almost everybody seems to be going through it, or the proportions, or unless only depressed women are getting headlines, in the paper, and all the decent women, normal women are not. What is it about depression in women?
Most of the time it's genuine, and the fact that women are more open about it than men is why, and women talk about it a lot. Whereas even if men have depression, they actually won't come out with it. Okay, women are very articulate about their feelings. If they're feeling low, sad, depressed, hopeless, helpless, they talk about it a lot.
Do they try it out with their immediate family and then come to you or something, or they don't?
No, these days women come straight away to a professional.
Okay.
And nobody has the time to sit and counsel people here these days. I mean, it's such a fast-paced world and everything. So they straight away come to me. They talk about it.
Okay. Is there all this stuff about not being appreciated at home? I hear a lot of women complaining about my husband doesn't care for me, or he doesn't say I love you, baby, and all that stuff he said. So all that is like, what am I doing in my life? Is it going through a dead end? So that leads them into...
Yeah, the thing is, women tend to depend on men for a lot of their emotions. Okay. Be it happiness or, excitement or whatever. Okay, stability, security, they still depend on the men.
Okay.
So when they don't get it, they get anxious, depressed.
Yeah, you're right. And even the movies, they constantly keep on pushing these stories saying that women should satisfy the man, they do what they're asking, or he disapproves of something and straight away they get depressed. Is that still going on?
The thing is, women have very high expectations from, or rather, let's start talking about wives. Wives have very high expectations from their husbands. Whereas husbands are like, they don't have the
normal goofs.
Yeah. No, they don't have like, that high expectations from their
Maybe
women.
they don't think about all these things.
Exactly. Men, see, it's gender specific, yeah. Men are, programmed to think in a different way. Women are programmed to think in a different way. We all know that.
So there's no need for the man to feel depressed because his wife is depressed.
No, not at all.
I mean, he shouldn't say, hey, I did it, I caused it because...
I don't think any man has ever done that. No? I mean, if their wife is depressed, probably they'll say, go see a professional. I don't think any man is going to actually be depressed because his wife is depressed.
Or maybe, some woman might complain saying that my husband is, is the reason why I'm not feeling good. And that drives him to feeling depressed. There are two depressed people together,
But also women are quite famous for the blame game. They tend to blame anybody and everybody for their illness.
But now when you entered this field, this is not a very common field. So in an average college, a medical college, how many seats would be in your subject, psychology?
Okay, actually mine is not even a medical degree.
Oh. Okay.
What psychologists have is like a PhD or even a master's.
So from any stream you could go on to that?
No, you have to have a master's in psychology to do a PhD.
Okay.
And to have a private practice, you have to have a PhD.
So is there a government body that registers all of you?
We are still trying to form it, the Psychology Council of India. It's not easy. So we are
not easy forming the...
Yes, it is. There's so many things to it. Yeah. I mean, we just started the Association of Indian Psychologists.
Okay, so on average, if you look at statistics, is South Indian, Chennai people any more susceptible to depression than anyone else? Or we are like averagely depressed people? From let's say 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or today?
I wouldn't say I would say a higher incidence. I would say more people are coming out now.
So maybe that's the reason.
How I'll know whether there is or not. Okay. There has been a lot of mental health disorders before, but people didn't seek help back then. Okay. Because it was considered taboo to see a psychologist.
Yeah, that also. Is there any area of specialization that within the field of psychology, there's somebody specialized in this or that?
Yeah,
are there any?
Yeah. Many.
What are
There's social psychology, there's clinical, there's school psychology, there's abnormal psychology, there's industrial psychology.
Oh, wow.
So there are plenty of fields.
So being a counselor in a school, that's too low a job for somebody who's done a doctorate, isn't it?
Yes. So you can have a master's and you can be a counselor in school. And by the way, that is so wanted. Yeah. See the kind of problems school kids are facing.
So why aren't we churning out more people?
We should make it mandatory for schools to have a psychologist in place. Yeah. One psychologist in a school.
Because every day you open the newspaper, there's some girl who hanged herself or a boy who hanged herself because the marks were not good or the parents said something.
By the way, the resources are inadequate. Yeah. There aren't that many psychologists. You know how many psychologists there are in India today? For a population of what? 1.3 billion. We have what? Around 15,000 psychologists. Where is the ratio?
Oh.
Where people think psychology is not a very lucrative profession.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't get any other option, you do psychology.
Yeah.
That's no longer the case these days. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's very financially and emotionally satisfying.
Right. So there you go. She's been telling you people, if you don't want to do this, that and the other, go to psychology. It's a huge opening and a need for them. So Mini, thanks a lot. And I hope you go out and head that organization that you're looking to start up.
Wonderful talking to you.
Thank you.